Hey guys, Opal from NV Entertainment here. I'm so excited because this is my first ever YouTube video. I'm so excited to bring you all the information. If you like these videos, we also are launching a podcast too. So make sure you go check out our podcast. It will be available on Spotify and Apple Podcast. So to get into our first topic of this episode, we are talking about your first ever job with in the industry or with NV Entertainment. So what is topless waitressing? So topless waitressing is basically waitressing. So waitressing in a private venue or a house or an apartment, and you have your cherries out, mullins out, whatever you want to call it. You serve drinks, you mingle. You can also offer these things called lap dances, which I hope you all know, as an added service as well. And those are obviously more money as well. So you get paid by the hour, which is different from like working at a strip club where you don't get paid to be there. You actually have to pay to be there. So you get paid by the hour, and then you can also make extra money with services like lap dances and shows as well. So I'm going to jump into some quick tips and tricks about nailing your first job. Okay, so your first ever job can be quite daunting. Make sure that you are either working with someone else. Sometimes you can get booked for something called a solo job, which is only one worker. So make sure you get booked with a friend or just with another girl that's been in the industry for a while. So it kind of, if you have any questions or you run into any awkward situations, you can just go straight to her and she can lead the way. First ever job, making sure you communicate with the agents. So you will work, but you will communicate with the agent, and the agent will communicate with the client. So the agent acts as like the middle person. NV is obviously a really reputable agency. We have our own like security processes that we go through to make sure that you guys are going to be safe on jobs. Do you need experience? No, you don't need any experience. I train you. So I can literally train you. We have an onboarding information sheet which runs you through everything in conjunction with these videos. We also do show training as well. So if that's something you need, and lap dance training too. So if that's something that you need, we can train you on that. But generally, if you're not going to work for us, you work for another agency, you will get information. Like I said before, when you work with another girl, you literally just have to follow. Like it's like at the strip club, like every stripper on their first ever night, just sit there and just watch what's happening, pick it up and emulate it. You know, what is it? Create your own wheel? Reinvent the wheel. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just emulate what you are seeing happening before your eyes. How much money can I make? So you can make a lot of money, but we just want to reiterate that, you know, it's a varying industry. I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years and I've had really good nights, but then, you know, I'll also have a couple of shit nights leading on from that. So I think with the varying industry, it all kind of compromises for itself, and you know, you do make that base wage of a week, which will be higher than your average work week, and you also get to work for yourself and work whenever you want. But because, you know, some are up, some are down, they're not all up, making 5k a week. It does, you know, vary, and it averages out. That is why you want to make sure that you are, you know, saving your money, not going spend crazy where you think, oh, I had such a good week, I'm going to spend it all. And then you actually end up having saved or having available to you the amount that you would have when you just had an average week. So just make sure that you don't adapt this thing called income addiction, where you just chase that high amount all the time, because it's not going to happen all the time. You know, especially with the economy that's happening in Australia right now and other countries as well, it's just not going to be great all the time, and you have to be able to be prepared for that. Your first ever night, you do have good luck, you do have that strength, that point of difference, that conversation starter. You know, you always want to fill the space, you always want to entertain at a job. So it's important when you get there, you can disclose that it's your first night, because customers are more likely going to be like, okay, like let's do a dance, or, you know, let me give you a tip, or make you more comfortable for your first night. So you can disclose that. That's a really good tip. And in regards to making money, you can always, like, I wouldn't say within the first hour of your booking. I would say maybe like 2 hours, or, you know, getting to that point, you can say, hey, would you like to go for a private lap dance? To someone that you are talking to or vibing with. You wouldn't really like not be talking to anyone and then go around and be like, hey, anyone want a lap dance? Like, that's not really going to give you success. Like, I would suggest talking to someone and, you know, getting that vibe happening and getting that conversation. Then that kind of just deters any like awkwardness or like just rejection, because you can kind of sense if they're wanting that lap dance or not. You know, if they're sitting there and they're talking about, oh, my wife and this, oh, and my wife, yeah, I have a wife, I have a girlfriend, I have a wife. You can kind of sense that they're not going to go for a lap dance. So you don't have to ask, and then you can avoid the rejection. That's just one thing that I've picked up over the years. Second thing, what should you wear? What should you wear on your first ever job? So I always get questions about like rocking up to the job, like what to wear. And look, I have rocked up to jobs in like sweats, like a grey hoodie, like Ugg boots, like looking like they had to double check me to be like, wait, is this who we ordered? But I wouldn't suggest that. Go as, you know, classy as possible, because that reflection of class, and then you come in, you introduce yourself, you walk into the room and you say, hi guys, with confidence, and make the attention come to you. You know, you are the entertainment. You want to make that attention come to you straight away. Then you can be like, you know, hi guys, how are we? What's happening? And then you talk to the guy and you go to your private room, and then you get changed and you wear your lingerie, or, you know, if you're topless, you wear topless. That reflection from the classy covered up girl to now, you know, in your lingerie and you're exposed, is like pretty excitable for the crowd. So I would suggest doing that. And in regards to like what you're actually wearing on the job, pleasers. Always, always, always wear pleasers. Pleasers are designed to just be worn for 10 hours plus. They're so comfortable. Like, I wish I could wear pleasers. I wish it was more socially acceptable to wear pleasers like on a night out or to the races, because they are so comfortable and you will literally not get sore feet whatsoever. So don't just like cheap out with like any heels. This is an investment and they'll last you ages. And they're literally so comfortable. So just get pleasers. The next suggestion is for lingerie matching. Like, it's just, it's so much more put together and sexy. Like, you don't want to be wearing like different color lingerie, or like, you know, just like throwing together like some top and then a different lace or a different material or something. It isn't classy. I do not wear like, I see some girls wear like schoolgirl skirts. I just think this whole fetish is just outdated, and it's a little bit weird, to be honest. I don't think it ever looks good. It looks tacky, so don't wear them. If you want to cover up, wear like a sarong, like a mesh sarong, because you still want to be exposed but still have a little bit covered up for some reason. A mesh sarong will do that, and you can tie it to wherever, low-waisted, high-waisted, whatever. Do you have to drink? So look, on your first night, it's going to be quite tempting to have a drink, and because of the nature of work, most guys will be drinking as well, and they will pressure you to drink with them. You don't have to. Like, you literally don't have to. If you bring the energy and bring your confidence naturally, there is no reason for you to have a drink. And even if you don't, even if you're a little bit more reserved, you still don't have to have a drink. Work on your inner energy and your confidence prior to your job. Maybe practice a few opening lines or conversation starters, like a couple hours before your job. Make sure that you have your entrance into the job down pat in your head before you go in there. Make sure you understand who the clients are and what kind of vibe they are. I think my biggest tip for all my waitresses is match the energy. Like, you do not have to come in here and, you know, be loud and overbearing and then, you know, distract the party from actually happening. You don't have to do that. Even though I said before, you want to make their attention come on you for that little split second when you walk into the room. Yes, you do. But you don't want to continue that energy if it's unwanted, if it's not that vibe. You don't want to continue that on. Say you've got a corporate event and all the boys are, and I've seen this, all the boys are sitting around and they're, you know, having a red wine and they're talking about what's happened in the company this year. I've seen girls come in and, you know, scream and yell and shake their tits around and just do the most. And they're all sitting there and it's made the vibe go completely off. Everyone's uncomfortable, a little bit agitated, because look, sometimes you have to understand, yes, we are the entertainment, but not for every group. Some groups are going to want girls to sit there, and as unpleasant as this may be, they just want girls to serve drinks. They don't really want to engage in partying or much conversation because they just want you to serve drinks. Some groups will, you guys will be literally the basis of the party and you guys will be the main focal point of the party. So it will be completely different. So when you walk into that room, read the room and then match the energy. Some more tips for your first ever job. So confidence is key. Confidence is absolute key. If you don't have confidence, just fake it. Fake it till you make it. Engage with everyone. So when you walk into the room, like I said, make sure everyone's eyes are on you, and then you can go around and introduce yourself to everyone. Like, introduce yourself to the party guests, maybe to the bucks first, the birthday boy first, putting your focus and full attention onto that special person that they're having the event for first. Bring essentials. So the essentials I would bring in my duffel bag, in my stripper bag, is baby wipes, always. Spare lingerie, always. Feminine, period products, always. And a phone charger. And then like a little speaker as well for when you do lap dances and you want like to have the music and have the vibe. That is all my tips for your first ever job. If you liked this content, there is more to come. And we also speak a lot about these topics on our podcast, which is called the Spicy Waitress Podcast. So please go and check that out. I will link it in the description, and give us a like or subscribe. Mwah. Bye guys.